I'm just so excited to get started on this episode because I have so many thoughts and stuff like that. But before we get started, why don't I introduce the podcast and myself like a normal podcast host would? Hi, I'm Priya, your co-host of the Self-Help Us podcast, and I'm joined today by the lovely
Sophia,
who is also the co-host of this podcast.
We're so excited to bring you guys into part 2 of our How to Get a Rich Man by Donna Spangler / speed dating adventure.
Yeah, and what an adventure it was. Oh my god, it was crazy. I feel like we had such a good time.
An interesting time.
Oh.
By the way, like, whenever we, read a book or experience something, we don't talk about it to each other until we talk about it here to you guys.
Right, so the first time I hear everything is the first time you hear everything.
Yeah.
So you're really living this adventure with us, is what I'm trying to say.
And Priya kept it so airtight because, like, after the speed dating event, like, I was dying and bursting to tell her things. And she's, like, covered her ears, like, na, 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 na. And I'm like, damn! Just let it be bed. No, Nana Nana is copyrighted, so I had to, like, it's like the happy birthday song.
Should we bleep that out?
We'll just, like, email them later to ask for permission.
I'm so sorry.
We'll pay their royalty of, like, 32 cents.
Oh my god, guys, we are so giddy and we're so like giggly. I think just because like I'm dying to hear. So how about we'll give you like a rundown of what the event actually was, and then we'll get into our experiences.
Yeah, and also let's give a rundown of like what happened before with like us trying to find the event.
Oh yeah, so we'll set the scene for you fuckers. We'll do that. You like that, don't you? I know, it was so aggressive. I'm so sorry.
I would say unnecessarily.
Yeah, I'm just like really revved up right now. I'm just so excited and I have no filter. So I apologize for calling you fuckers. Fuckers twice now. But you know what? You love me. I love you. Let's roll with it.
Okay, so we were trying to find a dating event so we could like do this real life dating to like real life get a rich man. Hopefully. So we went to an event where the attendees were 25 to 39. And we were like figuring like, maybe 39-year-olds, you're like a little more financially independent.
Yeah,
like
financially secure, you know what you're doing in life, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We have like a bigger chance of catching a nice, fat, wealthy fish.
Rich man. Yeah. Fish. And so we found this online. It's called Speed Dating SF or SF Speed Dating, something like that.
Something like that. I mean, I'm not sure I want to say their company because I don't have good things to say later.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay, so we'll, like, bleep that out or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Whatever. It's basically the only speed dating company in San Francisco, so it's not like you couldn't Google it. So maybe we won't bleep it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Also, I don't know how to bleep it out with editing, so... I guess we'll
just
see.
leave it.
It's fine. We're leaving it. Guys, we're leaving it.
Okay, so, like, I really had to push her to go into it. And I was, like, bugging her, like, every couple days. Like, hey, remember, read the book before speed dating. Let's get ready.
Yeah, she was, like, straight up, like, sending me lovely little, like, reminders that were slightly aggressive.
But friendly.
Yeah. That's a delicate balance. That's a true art that you've mastered, my friend. Yeah.
But then it was the day of the speed dating, and I was the one that got nervous because I got my makeup done, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah, you mentioned in the part 1 of this podcast that you went to Sephora to get one of those, like, 15-minute mini makeovers.
Yeah, and then I just didn't feel like I was being myself. I didn't really feel like it was my real face, even though it was, like, a pretty subtle look.
Like you were wearing a mask?
Yeah, almost literally, right?
Oh my god, you looked, guys, she looked so glowy and beautiful. Well, I mean, naturally, she's, like, stunning, but this makeup just made her look like there was a filter. It was crazy.
Yeah, like, we had a little nervous FaceTime conversation.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Before.
It was mostly, her looking all done up and beautiful and me still in, like, pajamas, I think.
Yeah, but then you got there and you were wearing this beautiful white wrap sweater.
Yeah, and I was wearing a body chain.
Yeah, boobs up to her chin.
Which honestly is not an exaggeration at all.
Hot. Total babe, this girl.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
And then we got to the bar, and like our plan was to like not seem like we knew each other, but we were so nervous we kind of just clung to each other for the first like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, so we got to the bar and people were still coming in because registration was supposed to start at like 7:45, and so we got there and there was like really no one else to talk to because I don't think anyone else from the event came yet, and also this was in a bar that was like not closed off for the like a private event, so like regular patrons and people were also there in their little groups, and so I felt weird like just, I don't know, like staring at the bartender while drinking a water.
Yeah, it was kind of a hint of how kind of disorganized this organization was because like we got there and there's no sign or anything that says like this is the bar that is for the speed dating event. There was no one there like welcoming anybody or saying, are you here for the speed dating? Let me get your name, anything like that.
I'll check you guys in.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So
we were just kind of sitting there kind of lost. Like, hey, is this the right place? I had like the middle school nightmare of like showing up to school and I'm like, I'm supposed to be in pre-algebra, but I'm in English. And then like I'm in the wrong classroom. Oh no.
Especially because they changed the location on us like the day or two before.
Yes. And then the guy finally came. Are we okay to move on?
Yeah, absolutely.
So guy finally came, and
the organizer.
The organizer dude. Duty free dude. Guy.
Now we're just doing word association. This guy comes and he's like, it's just like
he's so curt. Yeah.
Just so strange. He's like wearing these highly reflective sunglasses indoors in a dark bar, and I'm just kind of like, what's happening here, man?
It just seems like he doesn't want to be there
at all.
It just seems like he was pulled out of bed and they're like, hey, we don't have anyone to cover the speed dating event, like get there in 10 minutes.
Which, you know what, I think that is not what happened. I think this is his job and he's just bad at it.
Yeah, and he just hates it.
Yeah.
Go follow your bliss, dude.
Yeah, let us follow ours. Really. Damn. Yeah, like he was fine. Like it was.
Yeah, he hit all the bullet points of his job.
Yeah,
he was not good at it.
The quality was very low. I don't know. I was just not a fan. And so he like came up to us when we were sitting at the bar and he checked us in, and then he was like, okay, so go sit on the bench. And the setup was like there was a long like bench on one side of the room, little tables in front, and then freestanding chairs on the other side.
So the guys would be in the freestanding chairs and they would be the ones rotating, and the women were against the wall on that bench.
Yeah. And so he was like, okay, grab a seat and we'll get started. So I was like, okay. So I went and sit down.
And we didn't sit next to each other.
No, because we would have just ended up talking to each other the whole time. And it would have been like a double speed date instead of what it was supposed to be. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we sat against the wall. And again, we were still waiting.
We were waiting for like
10, 15 minutes.
Oh, it was like 15 or 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Like, absolutely. And so, it was so funny. So, we didn't sit next to each other, but we were like 2 or 3 people apart. Mm-hmm. And I had my purse on my lap as like a defense mechanism because I like didn't want anyone to talk to me yet. And Sophia fucking texted me. She was like, get your purse off your lap. And I was like, no.
It looks like you're hiding behind it, which she was.
And I was like, I am hiding behind it. Thank you for picking up on that.
You just look so feeble behind this purse.
And I was like, ugh, fine. I suppose I'll move the purse.
Yeah, and like, as we were sitting there 15 to 20 minutes, no idea what's going on, when anything is going to get started. We just felt like we were on display.
Yeah, it was very strange.
It was very meat market-ish.
Yeah. And so, as soon as I took the purse off of my lap, though, like 5 minutes later, this guy came and he sat down and started talking.
See? The power of the purse.
So basically, what I'm trying to tell you, Sophia, is that it was working. My plan was working. I'm not meeting anyone. Until you bamboozled it.
Yeah, and eventually, like, some guy who was, like, not part of the speed dating event, but he was, like, an attendee, like, finally just sat across from me, and we just started talking for, like, 15 minutes.
Yeah, because it took so long for I'm just gonna call him Sunglass Dude.
Yeah, let's call Sunglass Dude.
Sunglass Dude to, like, check everyone in, that our first, like, speed dating, like... Conversation. It was so long. It was like 15-minute conversation, and really it was only supposed to be 6 to 7 minutes per person.
And still, while I was talking to that guy, I was still looking around, like, are we starting now?
Yeah, I was so confused. But the first conversation just took forever, and then after that, basically, like, I just felt like each speed date got like shorter and shorter and shorter because it took Sunglass Dude like so much time to check everyone in, and he was like running behind schedule that he had to like meet the end of the event, and so by the end it was like 4 minutes per person.
It was like 10 to 13 guys, right?
Yeah, it was like 12, 13 guys.
Okay. And keep in mind, they're like the music is blasting in this place, so you kind of had to yell at the person across from you,
which was just irritating. Like, not only are there like spectators of my shame, and like the other bar patrons and stuff like that, but there's like this DJ in the corner who was like going ham, and I'm just like trying to have a fucking conversation.
Yeah, and after a while I actually asked them to sit next to me instead of across from me because my voice was starting to hurt.
I know, by the end of the night my voice was like totally, completely shot. Yeah, the next morning I woke up and I was like, nope, can't talk today. So, tell me about your speed dating experience. I want to hear everything. Our listeners want to hear everything. Okay, so...
I'm like sweating under
my
arm.
Sweating? Here, I'll fan you.
I'm sweating under my boobs.
Oh, that is the worst kind of sweat. That is true anxiety sweat right there, guys. That is true anxiety sweat.
I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want to know?
I want to know everything. I want to know, like, what did you think of the guys? How many guys did you talk to?
No, let's just start with it first because I'm already getting overwhelmed and I might need to call my therapist after.
Just give me the general gist.
So most of the guys are fine. Some of them were like... No, I'm not going to talk shit about any one specific, but some of them were definitely like a big no.
Oh, 100%. Anyways, I'll get to my portion later. You continue.
No, this is a co-hosted podcast.
This is a collaborative effort.
And an interview.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like some of them were like... it just seemed like they rolled out of bed and then showed up, which is not cool. Like, you know, make an effort.
Yeah, like, I fucking put on red lipstick, you motherfucker.
Like, yeah, bitch. I went to Sephora just for you.
Yeah, and to be fair, we were doing it also for the book and the podcast. But still, they don't know that.
Yeah, some guys are pretty decent and okay. There was a guy, like, the first guy I talked to, the guy I talked to for 15 minutes, it seemed like we had a connection. And
now I'm like, I want to know who it is, but since we can't like say names on the podcast, I'll just like ask you after. So.
I have a whiteboard here, and I'll just write it down and hold it up. Were there any guys to you that were like objectionable or anything like that?
So basically, I had pretty much the same experience where it was like everyone of the guys was like very friendly and like fine to chat to, but they were all over the spectrum in terms of like their conversational ability. One guy had like such a thick accent, and like I just could not understand him, and
also the music
and the fucking music, and so like that conversation was a struggle. Some guys, it was just like terrible conversation, like we were struggling to find things to talk about. And keep in mind, this is like 6 minutes.
Yeah, so
if you're struggling for the first 6 minutes, or you find someone like very, very dry, like that is an automatic no. And like most guys were like honestly pretty like average looking, like there were no standouts anywhere in like a good way or a bad way, I thought. But overall, I really only had banter with like one guy, and that's about it. Which honestly, like basically, see, the thing is, like, speed dating, you don't get to choose who goes to the event, so it could be 10 guys that you have absolutely zero interest in. You know what I mean? So it's really like a roll of the dice. Like, you have no idea what's gonna happen. But I think that, like, I did pretty much have an enjoyable time, although there was this one guy, so fucking weird. So he sits down, and this is about, I want to say, like, halfway through the event. He sits down in front of me, and he's like, no offense to you or anyone else here, but I don't really like talking. And I was
what the fuck?
What the fuck? So then why are you here?
Wait, what? Describe his appearance.
He was the one that you're like, this one is not like the others.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you after.
No, you have to tell me now.
He was just very, like, it was very obvious that he, like, I don't want to say, like, did not belong. Like, you know, like, one of these is not like the others. Like, he was the one who was wearing the hat and, like, I don't know if you talked to him because I don't know if he talked to everybody.
I remember one guy wearing a hat, but I don't remember if it's that guy.
And it's like he was like a big dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She
Yeah.
just made
I remember.
a hand motion, but I didn't want to say like any other like.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Physical descriptors. But I was like, what the fuck? Then why the fuck are you here? And he was like, oh, I came with my friend. And I was like, then fucking leave. Like, I don't need you to come and be like, I don't want to talk. Like, fuck off. And then I was like, okay, do you want to play a game? And so we played 2 truths and a lie. And then he, like, lied for all 3 of them. And he was like, oh, I tricked you. I was
That's
like,
not a good sign.
That's not sexy.
I actually thought that guy was nice, but I'm like, no.
No, never in a million years. I was like, why are you, like, trying to, like, lie to me when we're, like, trying to play a game? I'm the one who's trying to accommodate you, fucking asshole. And so I was, like, not a fan of him at all. Did you have any, like, standout experiences in a good or a bad way?
Let's see. There were just a couple guys who, like, looked like they rolled out of bed and, like, showed up, which was annoying. There were a couple guys I thought were notable, but again, there was no, like, standout, like, that's my dream guy.
No,
like,
I
want
know.
him to pick me. Did you have any matches? Because they, what they do is email you the day after the event to see if, like, you matched with anyone. Like, you write down everybody's name that interested you, and if they also wrote down your name, then, like, the company will connect you to.
Yeah, so I didn't have any mutual matches, but I did get matches.
What do you mean, mutual?
So I wrote down a couple guys that I was like, okay, maybe we could go on, like, a second... Well, really, it would be, like, a second first date.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe, you know, we'll see what happens. And so they didn't match me, but I was matched by other people whose name I didn't put down.
Interesting.
Which I thought was weird because, like, I don't know. I just felt like the conversation, except for, like, maybe a couple of people, was not great. And so I was wondering, like, why did other people match me? I was just very confused. How did your match situation go?
I mean, truly, what a sight to behold. I mean, if, like, the conversation, the venue, the music was terrible, like, there's nowhere else for your senses to go. And
I did put a little, like, shimmer on them. So. I will cop to that. But seriously, did you have any matches? Tell me about your experience.
So I had one, and you'll recognize this guy because I left with him at the end of the event.
You need to tell us more about that.
Okay, nothing happened. Don't be a little perv.
Don't be a little perv, says the girl who left with a guy after speed dating.
Shut up! We just want to get a burrito. And that's not a euphemism.
So you left with the guy.
Yeah, because I was hungry, because I didn't eat, because I didn't want to ruin my goddamn makeup. I was really, really hungry. And he's like, hey, do you want to... He was also really hungry, or so he said. And
or so he said. Wow, very little faith here.
But we, like, went in line to get a burrito. And, like, I just ate it. And, like, in talking more... With him, like, I realized that the initial spark that was there was nothing much beyond the initial spark. Like, once we got to talk more, we realized, like we were both really cool people. We could be friends.
Let's be real, you're probably the coolest person that was there, so.
Aww.
I know. Anyway, keep going.
Stop it. Yeah, like, we were both really nice people. Like, we had a very pleasant conversation, but there was, like, no real chemistry. And I think we knew that by the end of the night. He did drop me off home, so that was nice. I didn't have to Uber home.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I know the guy that you're talking about. He seemed really, like, sweet and genuine and stuff like that. But, I don't know. That's the thing with speed dating is, like, you only get to chat for a little bit, and who knows? It might work. Like, you might go on a date with someone and be like, oh, shit, like, this is great, and, like, go from there. But it's really just a fun experience. I think that everyone should do it once. Do it with, like, a friend, though.
Yeah.
So you could, like, have a fun chat about it afterwards.
Yeah, so it's not so demoralizing. Like, if it's a really bad thing. Actually, to be really honest and vulnerable, like, I kind of felt deflated after I only got one match. And I was like, I thought, like, I was feeling myself more than that, obviously.
You have every right to be feeling yourself. Hell yeah.
This is why I'm friends with her, because she always gasses me up.
That's my job. I'm gas woman. That's so gross. I'm so sorry. Can you imagine if there was a superhero called Gas Woman?
No, she just like compliments you to death.
Yeah,
that's her superpower.
Complimenter. That is my superhero name.
Like, she makes villains feel so good about themselves that they don't want to commit crimes anymore.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, I have a hilarious story to tell you.
What?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, me too. I can't believe I forgot.
Okay. So I'm dying to hear your story, but so there was like a 10-minute break or pause where me and the girl next to me didn't have like 2 dates to talk to because like there was a pause or like guys went to the bathroom or something like that. And so we just started chatting and stuff like that, and then she straight up was hitting on me hard.
Oh!
100%.
Tell me.
I'm trying, bitch. But she was like straight up hitting on me and like touching my arm and like making jokes, and she was like blah 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 blah, and then she was like, let me give you my number, and so she put her number in my phone, and I won't say her first name, but basically the contact name that she put in for herself was first name future wife. That is aggressive. Oh my god, what is happening?
Maybe you did get a match.
And then she called her phone from my phone, so she also had my number. And I was like,
has she contacted you?
No, but I don't think I would text her back because it was just, I mean, she was fine. It was just like she was like in her mid-20s, I think, but she had like braces, and I was like, I'm not like gonna get my gums shredded. So no thank you, and also I'm not into you, so I'm here for the dudes, not for you, no offense, but I just thought that was like an experience or like something that would never happen at a speed dating event.
That's amazing.
Like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I am turning all kinds of heads tonight.
Maybe the wrong kind of heads. Like unexpected heads.
Unexpected heads.
But you're turning them.
I am turning them.
So, the reason... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I have like one little other thing, but no, I want to hear your thing first.
Okay, promise you won't forget the little thing.
I can't make that promise.
Okay. It's okay.
So should I just say it?
Yeah.
Okay. So then after the event was over, after Sophia abandoned me to go to get a burrito... Fucking, apparently Mexican food is more important than I am? What the fuck?
It was a really good burrito.
So you're saying yes, it was more important?
No, I'm saying it was a very hard choice.
So I stayed in the bar afterwards and like was hanging out with the other people that were there and all that stuff.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was like chatting a few people up, and this one guy was like, hey, let me get your number. So I gave him my number, and whatever. He was one of the guys that I had put down as like a match.
And who is this?
I can't tell you.
No, just like do the like description, the physical description.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, stop it.
I will never tell you, listeners. So hilarious for me, but. So I gave him my phone number and stuff like that, and I was like, who knows, like whatever, like. We'll see what happens. And then the next day, I told you guys already that I didn't get any mutual matches. And then, so I was like, so obviously I put him down as a match, but he didn't put me down as a match. Mm-hmm. And then the next day he texted me like, hey, it was so nice seeing you. We should like get together. And I was like, no. Like, you didn't even put me as a match, but now you're trying to, like, hook it up because you didn't get any matches?
Right.
Come on.
Oh, you felt like you were a plan B sort of thing.
Yeah, I was like, fuck off. Also, like, I don't know what kind of, like, water I was drinking. Maybe it was, like, 100% alcohol, but thinking back, I was like, you are not cute. I don't know why. Like, honestly, but after I gave him my number that night, I was like, you're kind of annoying me. And so I was like, I don't know why on God's green earth I put him as a match. Like, it was just, like, a momentary lapse of judgment. But also, I think I confused him with someone else. And that was the main reason. So, that was my bad. But, like, I was like, fuck off. Like, I'm not about to be your plan B because you didn't match me back, even though I didn't mean to match you. So, whatever.
That was definitely not a little thing.
But dude, when I got home after speed dating, I was so fucking tired. I went straight into the shower and just stood there for like 20 minutes, and I was like, warm water, heal me, heal my vocal cords. It was
See, I didn't feel that way because I got a burrito and that, like, gave me calories to give it. Okay, so, like, I mentioned how I did feel deflated after, and I kind of felt, like, really bad about myself, and even though it's, like, a very narrow...
You got more matches than I did, though, and I to be honest, I also felt deflated. I was like, oh,
same.
no one liked me? Like, I at least liked, like, one person.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a catch.
Yeah, me too. I think that's why, like, real-life dating is so demoralizing and why people want to default to online dating.
Yeah.
But, like, when you think about it, it's a very narrow field that we just experienced.
Yeah.
So it's not like every single guy in the world has rejected us. It's just these 10 to 13 people.
Also, we don't know the reason why they rejected us.
True. Like, maybe they're looking for a different sort of thing.
Yeah. Or, also, though, I feel like the selection of men wasn't necessarily, like... my type, or like...
True, yeah.
I feel bad saying this, but like high-end guys, that sounds weird. Like quality dudes.
Yeah, I think in all dating, always, any kind of dating service, the men always outnumber the women.
Yeah.
And actually that night, like when we went to look at the event listing, it said men sold out.
Yeah, the dude tickets were sold out.
Which just cracked me up. And I was like, ooh, it's a buyer's market, bitch.
Yeah, she did. It's a buyer's market, bitch. And I was like, that makes me feel... actually, like, a little bit better.
Yeah, and then I got one and I felt really deflated. However, like, I had more reason to feel myself even more than usual that evening because on the way there, when I was walking from bar to the bar,
yeah,
a guy tapped me on the shoulder and he was like, oh, you're really cute. Like, hi, my name is Brian. Like, yeah.
Was he cute?
He was decent, but, like, also...
he wasn't a homeless, was he?
No, he wasn't. He was, like, decent looking, not bad. Like, I would have maybe entertained it if I didn't want to be late for you in our little podcast assignment.
Yeah.
But, like, guys, if any of you are listening to this, don't ever tap a woman on the shoulder from behind to, like, tell her she's cute.
Yeah, that's alarm bells going off. That is, like,
exactly.
He's gonna fucking follow me and murder me.
Yeah, I turned around and I'm on high alert. I'm on panic because I think it could be anyone.
Yeah.
And then he introduced himself. And as he introduced myself, I instinctively took 3 steps back.
Yeah, because you want to protect yourself. That is, like, an aggressive thing. And, like, to be fair, from a guy's perspective, yes, it could be, like, oh, you just want to, like, talk to her and, like, say hi and stuff like that. But, like, do that when you are in a bar. Do that
when you're in a place where, like, you can approach her, like, nicely.
Yeah, it's just down the street. That makes me feel like you're gonna start walking next to me and talking at me and, like, making me feel like I'm gonna fucking die. Yeah.
And
fuck, Brian.
Yeah.
You moron, piece of shit. What the fuck? I'm so mad.
Yeah, I think he saw the fear in my eyes and he's like, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. And I'm like, too late, Brian. He's like, where are you headed? I'm like, oh, I'm there to meet a friend. I was gonna say I'm about to go to speed dating.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
Well, also it's like that's kind of a creepy question. Like, where are you going?
No, because he was just like looking to hang out. But
what the fuck?
I was so caught off guard with like the danger of the situation and like not wanting to be late for you that I just went okay, see you, bye, and I walked away.
Okay, bye.
But then after, like, you know, when I got one match and I knew it wasn't gonna work out anyway, I was like, hey, was that guy the one? And I just, like, fucking swatted him away.
Well, if he is the one, I'm sure you guys will circle back sometime.
Maybe
just keep walking down that street at that same time.
I was talking to my friend and I was like, you know that joke at the end of The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith and Jaden Smith? That joke where, you know, a man is caught in a storm and he says, God help me, and God, like, sends him a boat. And he turns the boat away because he says, oh, God will save me. And then God sends him a helicopter or something like that. And he says, no, thank you, God will save me. And the third time, God comes. And he's like, God, what took you so long? And he's like, you dummy, I sent you a boat and a helicopter. What if that guy was the boat, Priya?
Well, then you'll get the helicopter back. So you'll know what's coming, and it's fine. It'll all work out. Don't worry.
Aww. That's so nice.
Hopefully. I don't know.
I just want to give a shout out to my friend who listens to this podcast. And I called him the night that I got the email from the company. And he was like, don't even worry about it. You're an amazing person. And he gave me all these compliments about just everything, and it actually made me cry.
Aww.
Yeah.
Dude, huge shout out to him, and also huge fucking shout out to all the friends out there who were like bomb ass motherfucking friends. Like,
True.
The best, most supportive, kind, awesome people on this planet.
Yeah, if you're like looking for a romantic relationship, don't put your friends by the wayside.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like,
friends are forever.
I feel so lucky. And after, by the way, I was talking to the last guy, and you know, after the last
guy, burrito guy?
No. The last guy in the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
And after, like, the event was pretty much over, we were still talking because, like, everybody was breaking up anyway. And sunglasses guy came over to us, and he's like, "Are you guys done? I want to go home now."
Yeah, he said that. I totally forgot. Or he was like, "Are you guys done? I want to go home." And then he was like, "Are you guys done with those cups?" And like my cup was still full of water, and I was like, "No." And he was like, "Okay."
He took them away anyway.
Really?
Yeah, he took away like my pitcher of water.
Oh my gosh, it was just weird.
Dude.
Honestly, I wouldn't recommend this company. If there was a different one, I would go with a different one, but I don't think that there is.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
They'll just have to miss out on us.
Yeah, we are fucking catches. You have to run fast to catch us. That was the dumbest thing I've said on this podcast.
And there's been a lot.
And that was probably the dumbest.
So we definitely didn't get a rich man that night.
No, we didn't.
We didn't get any men.
Well,
I got a burrito.
One. You got which is better than a man, in my opinion. My humble opinion. Burrito versus relationship. Burrito, please. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, it was a great experience, and I'm glad that we did it. But I'm definitely not going to do it again.
Definitely not with that company.
No, hell no.
Terrible.
It's just so bad.
Moral of the story.
Yeah, moral of the story. Just like have fun with things, guys.
Yeah.
Don't take anything too seriously.
Don't take anything for granted, especially your friends.
That is the true moral of the story. Thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Self Help Us podcast. We can't wait to see you next week. We're actually switching our publication schedule to Thursdays going forward, so we'll see you guys next Thursday in the iTunes store and on Spotify and all of those other places. So until then...
And take care of yourself, blah, 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 blah. But also, if you have any horror dating stories, please send us at selfhelpuspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we want to hear all of your horror dating stories.
And on your way to your email account, subscribe, rate, and review us. It really helps us. 5 stars and nothing less, bitch. Try your best to live your best life.
Take care, guys.
Bye.